Okay, here's my video for the Mech 140 final project, the Trash Robot. In this first section, I want to talk about the design and construction that I used for the robot. This chassis may look simple, but I actually did spend a lot of time getting it where I wanted. It uses two separate motors, the large wheels that came with the Clawbot kit, and I decided to gear these at a 1-to-1 ratio. I determined that I didn't need a huge power reduction, but I also wanted a decent amount of pace on the robot. On the rear here, you'll see I used an Omni wheel. I believe that's what they're called. This allowed me to keep a simpler gear train and still be able to pivot in multiple directions, uh, adding a layer of flexibility to the drive system. This is a top-down view once the lifting mechanism was installed. See, I used two gears. I used the largest gears that came with the Vex robotic system, and the motor underneath has two of the small metal gears attached to them. It gives a big torque ratio amount of torque, and it allows the robot to lift the cans easily. Um, this is my manual testing of the can and the claw and how they interacted with each other. You may notice that the claw sticks out towards the very top of the can. This is to do with the length of the metal that is in the kit. There was nothing longer than what I had, and I didn't want to add metal to affect the structure. So you'll see the can is grabbed pretty high up towards the top, and sometimes I did notice that this would cause a can to tilt, or if it was slightly off spot, the claw would not be able to get it within its grasp. Additionally, because of this angle the can was picked up at, the claw needed to be tilted back very far for the can to fall out the top end of the claw. Otherwise, it would fall back down into the body of the robot. This is the final completed assembly. You'll see I used the Vex Clawbot box as the can collecting box and also as a box to store the battery and the control chassis, the Arduino Mega. In the second section, we'll talk about the code that I had written, the testing I attempted to do to it, and the failures I encountered. This is just the initialization area of the code, declaring the ultrasonic sensor, the LED screen, and establishing what the motors are going to be. There were a total of 4 motors, one in the claw, one to lift it, and 2 drive motors for the left and right wheels. I began to test, and you will see this in the report. I had a lot of issues with getting even the wheels to work. I believe I had some bad ports on my Arduino Mega, so I figured that out. I got the wheels to move forward, backward, and likewise. But I had issues getting the ultrasonic sensor to communicate. I tried to follow verbatim what was provided to us, including trying to even send a high signal to the input of the ultrasonic sensor. But even on my serial monitor, I could not receive back any values, and that was a great source of frustration for me. I tried to work through it. I tried to get the mechanism to do something using timers, as you'll see in the report. But again, that was a fruitless endeavor. So unfortunately, that means I have no video to show you. But I do have a lot of pictures, and I can explain to you the direction that I was going with the trash bot, and you'll see that in my report. Brings us to the end of the video. It went end the way I wanted. I spent a lot of hours on this in multiple days, but hopefully next time it'll go better.